My name is Evan Folds. I'm the founder of Bee Agriculture. Bee Agriculture is an effort to help people reconnect to the living soil, to understand that their landscapes are ecosystems, to engage the food farming and health systems in a way that can have them work together to bring greater value to people's lives through the avenues of what they eat, how they grow food, and the impact that growing and eating food have on human health. So the premise of the work is that we are agricultural beings, and that as our culture loses touch with the food, farming, and health industries, that society gets sick. You know, if you go into a grade school science class, you learn about pH, hydrology, mineralization, things that are entirely relevant to soil, but there's really no impulse to ask ourselves how it all works together. There are beneficial microbes, names like bacteria and fungi and protozoa and nematode. It's like another universe under your feet. So not only is it more fascinating, but it actually connects you with the organisms and the beings that are responsible for generating healthy soil. It's our experience that as you learn how nature works and how the soil supports life on Earth, the fascination level rises. People become more interested in what they're doing. It's not simply a management of symptoms, right? We're actually looking at the root cause, and the repercussions of that is that you're empowered to make better decisions, and you're empowered to make decisions for yourself. I think fundamentally what's different is that we're asking the human to identify as part of the system. You know, we don't live on the earth, we live in it. And it's that disconnection from life force and the living systems that sustain us that ultimately undermine what we would want if we were asked. So what we're doing is really using analytical tools like soil testing and what fertilizer should you use, and how do you approach weeds, pests, and disease, and all of these practical approaches to a living system. But really through that process, as we learn how it works, we're asking the human to have their identity be part of the system in a way that can allow us to have better results. That food plants no longer contain the forces people need to build a bridge from thinking to will and action. That was a deep inspiration for this work, that we're all really malnourished without a high level of intention, and very few of us have living foods in our diets in a way that can help us bring that will into action. So for us, that effort of connecting people back to life force through food from living soil is really an antidote to the biggest challenges that we face. So that premise of life not being at the center of how we teach ourselves and how we make decisions in society is really an important aspect of what Bee Agriculture brings to the table. They really help people include that as part of the equation, how they view the living world. And with that lens, not only is it healthier and cheaper on the pocketbook, but it works better. So Bee Agriculture provides platforms for people to re-engage on these levels with an awareness that brings value to their lives. So